This is the powerful moment in Coronation Street when a guilt-racked Theo Silverton realizes that someone may have overheard his devastating confession to killing Billy Mayhew. Much-loved vicar Billy lost his life earlier this month after becoming trapped in the catastrophic Corriedale crash. Theo had long been consumed by jealousy over Billy's close bond with Todd Grimshaw, but on the day of Debbie Webster's wedding, he began to realize that Billy had become aware of the abuse Todd was suffering. Amid the confusion of the multi-vehicle collision, Theo returned to the minibus and discovered Billy trapped inside. In a chilling split-second choice, Theo fastened the unconscious Billy back into the driver's seat and abandoned him, leaving him to perish in the burning wreckage. Devastated and completely broken, Todd believed he had no choice but to return to Theo, making it seem as though the villain had ultimately got what he wanted. However, Theo failed to account for one crucial thing: his own conscience. While violence and coercive control clearly don't trouble him, murder appears to be the line he cannot cross. In upcoming episodes, Theo is shown being relentlessly haunted by guilt until it finally overwhelms him, and he ends up confessing his crime to the most unexpected person of all, Billy himself. In a newly released video, Theo is seen standing beside Billy's coffin inside the funeral parlor. He insists that if he'd had even a moment to think when he entered the minibus, he would have saved Billy. "I don't think I'll ever forgive myself. I'm so sorry," he sobs, breaking down in tears. Theo goes on to claim that he isn't a killer, describing himself instead as someone who may simply love his partner too much. As he continues pleading for forgiveness, he suddenly hears a door closing somewhere nearby. Assuming it's George Shuttleworth, Theo pulls himself together and steps outside, but once he leaves the room, no one is there. Whoever overheard Theo's confession now holds the power to expose him, and that knowledge could make him more dangerous than ever. Coronation Street executive producer Kate Brooks has offered a chilling insight into the psychological toll Billy's death has taken on Theo. "We'll see Theo absolutely torn apart by his guilt," she explained. "Yes, what he did was utterly despicable, but in his mind he justifies it as necessary to hold on to Todd." In his own deeply warped, unstable, and distorted way, Theo genuinely believes he loves Todd. That's why he goes to extreme lengths to present himself as a pillar of support for Todd, Summer, and George. He becomes their rock. Part of that behavior is about hiding the guilt he feels over Billy's death, but it's also driven by the knowledge of how close he came to losing Todd. He's determined to do whatever it takes to make sure that never happens again. If Carla and Lisa are ever going to truly move forward, Coronation Street needs to properly confront the abuse inflicted by Becky. I've long been a supporter of same-sex relationships in soap, especially sapphic storylines, so it's no surprise that I want Carla Connor and Lisa Swain to find their way back to each other on Coronation Street. But my desire to see them reunited isn't rooted solely in affection for the pairing. While Carla and Lisa are undeniably popular and have built a devoted fan base, their reconciliation represents something far more important than simple fan service. Tension has lingered between them ever since Lisa confirmed Carla's fears that she had slept with Becky Swain. Carla's hurt is entirely understandable. Learning that Lisa was intimate with the very woman who had imprisoned her is deeply traumatic. However, watching Carla remain angry and unwilling to listen to Lisa's explanation has been uncomfortable, particularly when considering the true nature of Lisa and Becky's relationship. There was far more complexity surrounding their night together than Carla has allowed Lisa the space to explain. Although warning signs existed throughout Lisa and Becky's storyline, it truly crystallized for me just over a week ago during Lisa's prison visit to Becky. As Becky coldly threatened to frame Lisa as an accomplice to her crimes, without any concern for the impact on their daughter, Betsy Swain, it became painfully obvious that their relationship had never been rooted in love. It was about power and domination. That's why I believe it's crucial for Coronation Street to show Lisa being heard, believed, and validated by Carla. These are the exact needs Dr. Sarah Tatton, an expert in coercive and controlling behavior, told me victims require from a new partner after experiencing such abuse. Failing to depict this would be deeply irresponsible on the show's part, for a number of reasons. After that final unsettling scene between Lisa and Becky, I felt compelled to research coercive control further. I spoke with specialists in the field and undertook my own reading, which helped me fully grasp what actress Vicki Myers meant when she described Lisa's experience as coercive control and manipulation during an interview with Metro at the Corriedale premiere. Myers explained that Lisa had become desensitized to this behavior after enduring it for nearly 2 decades. Lisa had begun to rebuild her life following Becky's supposed death, and things were finally improving when she and Carla became engaged. It was precisely at that moment that Becky re-emerged, determined to reclaim both her wife and daughter. Looking back, the timing of Becky's return is deeply revealing. Upon realizing Lisa was moving on, Becky chose to destabilize her life completely rather than allow her the chance to be happy. Dr. Sarah Tatton, an associate lecturer in criminology and policing at Sheffield Hallam University, explained that coercive control often begins right at the start of a relationship through tactics such as love bombing and grooming. In Lisa and Becky's case, viewers never witnessed the early stages of their relationship or what life was like before Becky's staged death. Everything we know has come from their own accounts. In a frank conversation with Roy Cropper, Lisa revealed that Becky was her first serious girlfriend and that they bonded quickly at work. Coercive control almost always starts with grooming behaviors like love bombing, Sarah explained. The perpetrator draws the target in by presenting themselves as the perfect partner, knowing exactly how to appeal to their passions and values. When Becky re-entered Lisa's life last year, it quickly became clear that the woman arriving on the cobbles didn't match the version Lisa had lovingly described in her grief. While Lisa occasionally referenced arguments, she consistently placed Becky on a pedestal, portraying her as a devoted wife and mother. Lisa repeatedly described Becky as the better parent and often blamed herself whenever conflict was mentioned. Through coercive control, a victim's sense of reality is gradually eroded, Sarah said. Gaslighting causes them to question their own experiences and doubt themselves entirely. The psychological damage can be just as harmful, if not more so, than physical abuse. These manipulative behaviors leave deep, lasting scars. During her attempts to win Lisa back, Becky relied heavily on love bombing, frequently overwhelming her with affection, while simultaneously disregarding her boundaries. As she claimed to be fleeing a dangerous criminal gang, Becky repeatedly invoked the supposed threat to herself, and by extension Lisa and Betsy, to manipulate Lisa into compliance. This ranged from persuading her to allow overnight stays at number 6 to pressuring her to move to Spain and sever contact with everyone except Becky and Betsy. In coercive relationships, victims are made to feel that refusal will result in serious consequences. Becky also justified controlling actions such as confiscating Lisa's phone by claiming it could be tracked and put them all at risk, another classic indicator of coercive control. Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes also available on ITVX and YouTube.